beginning of a tutorial for people who are newer to the game. You just now starting, etc. You're going to start out, rank 20s and stuff. When you're just now getting into the game, first now picking up the game and everything else. Here's a helpful tip, okay? First things first, you end up loading it into the game like so, We're gonna go ahead and load into the game here. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of start out navigation on what you could possibly do, etc. Alright. Your game's gonna load in and your menu is gonna kinda look like this, etc. And then you'll probably have some dailies and stuff that we're gonna pop up for what you need for dailies that you can do. Those dailies will stay there unless you decide to trash it, but once you trash the daily, which I'm going to show you right here, okay, so you'll have like say your 3 dailies here that'll going to pop up for daily rituals, and then and if there's any like new patches or whatnot, that stuff will pop up first. So this would be what would come up first, like say new content and everything else. You're going to find that there. For like patch notes, etc. Past patch notes, bug fixes, things that are going on with the communities that have been added into the game for patches, etc. And it's going to give you all the way up to the latest patch of what's going on. You can pretty much go all the way down as far as you want, and you're going to be able to go back pretty good ways here and read like all different patch notes and like different cosmetics that have came into the game and everything else. I mean, look, as you can see, we're all the way back here to when the in-game collapse was in. That happened like a long time ago. Now there's an in-game collapse, and what I'm saying, also like the spirit, and then what I'm saying, all this other shit, all this stuff here. This is where you're gonna find that the new content and stuff there for patch notes, etc. If you want to check that stuff out, what I'm saying. As you start playing the game and everything else, you might want to kind of keep tabs on that stuff, which is a good thing. Okay. Now, when you first pick it up, okay, you're gonna load in it, and then it's gonna show you your dailies here. Your dailies are gonna show up here like this, and this is gonna be your dailies. Okay. Now, when you do this right here, it's going to say that little trash. But okay, no, this doesn't mean when you go to click this, it's just going to get rid of it. Okay, it will get rid of it, and once you get rid of it, it'll flip over, and it'll get rid of it. Then a new one will show up in its place, and it'll give you a different daily or whatever. But on this one, you can only do one a day, so if you're not, you want to pick and choose if you really want to do the daily or not, I mean, because you can only do it once a day, whatever time the new day starts for wherever time region you may be at. Me, personally, I am the USA Central Time, which is 7 p.m. here. It's a new daily comes out every day at 7 p.m. where I'm at. So, I mean, you can adjust that, I guess, to wherever you're at. That's Central United States time, U.S. time, Central time zone. And, you can kind of adjust this to where you're at and figure out when the daily, your time is up, etc. Because you'll have till like, that time to, to do it. You could say you click one on at like 5 or 10 minutes till the new day starts, and you click that one. Okay, you flip it and you really don't want it, and say another daily comes out in like 5 or 10 minutes. Say okay, that comes out. Okay, well then you would come back to this screen, and then that new daily is going to show up there. And it'll give you the option whether that last one that you flipped, and they say you didn't want it either, you can go ahead and flip it too. but then you're gonna have to wait again for the new daily to be able to pick and choose again. Because once you do this, it's only one a day. Now, I'll remind you, one a day. I can't stress that enough. Okay. Now you're gonna want to pick and choose whether you want to survive or be a killer. Okay. Now, suggestion. Now, before you go ahead and do that, go ahead and pick this. What you want to do is go over here to this, the help and tutorial thing. Go over here to this mode. And this is going to show you how to play either a survivor or the killer. Now, my suggestion is go ahead and do both of the tutorials, because once you have completed this, it will give you like 50,000 blood points, and that's going to give you a little bit of blood points to spend, which we're going to get into here in a second. Okay, guys. And here you can find your manuals, the survivor manual, the killer manuals, etc. Customer support here, forums, etc. And this is going to teach you how to do all this, and then you can do your controls, your settings, you know, there. Okay, then we'll go ahead and get out of here. Let's say you want to play. We're going to go over here to survivor. Okay, you'll load in. As you can see, I'm a rank 4. I've been playing this game for a little while now, so I kind of have a gist of what the game's about and everything else. So I'm here to, you know, I just want to help y'all understand the basics of kind of this game. As you know, you progress in the game, you'll start learning things, you know what I'm saying? You kind of watch. You'll probably be watching different YouTubers, etc., and stuff, you know, on certain aspects and stuff. I'll be coming out with some more tutorials, etc. Now, after you get your 50,000 blood points, this right here. You're gonna have your survivor rank. Okay, now this right here. Okay, this is the ranking system for all your survivors together. All of them, no matter which one you play on, that's just going to be a custom of what your actual rank for the survivor is, okay? Now, this is the player level. That is how, pretty much, how much time you've played in the game, and, you know, it doesn't really tell you the exact time, but, you know what I'm saying, you pretty much can adjust on how many hours, you know what I'm saying, you've got in the game, I guess, with that, on your time played. Me, I'm a devotion for level 5. Now, there is no cap really to the player level. That is like overall for, as it says, overall progression of your account of all characters, whether it's killer or survivor. So if you play a survivor round and you get a level or whatever, and then you go play a killer round and you get a level, both of those would be like, so you would have one level there, that's 2 levels you could gain on your actual player level, okay? Now, that's pretty simplified there. Then you're going to have your blood points, and your death to charge. You'll get these by leveling up your player level. You'll get so many every level, and the higher as the level goes, the more iridescent shards that we end up giving you, okay? But once you reach to like your first devotion, it'll reset you back to player level 1. Now don't get discredited. It's just, and you'll go back down to player level 1, and then you'll start back from like when you first kind of started off from scratch. And, you know, from 1, you know, but you'll be devotion 1. That means you'll have gone all the way through. There's only 100 levels per each devotion. So, the best way to do that is, you know, is to, like, understand that as there's 100 levels for each one, okay? And every time it'll reset the 1. And it'll restart, you know, level 1, blah blah blah, and so on. And as you progress, you'll notice that the XP will end up going up a little bit more and more at a time. And And the higher it gets, you know what I'm saying, is the more iridescent shards it'll start giving you, and every so many levels it'll start giving you so many more iridescent shards for the Freya level, and you'll start accumulating those. Now this is the roaring stuff. Now this is basically right here. The only way you're going to be able to get any of that is actually put actual cash money into the game, and which is a really good thing. Okay, guys. Now, when you first start off, you'll have basically certain players you'll be able to pick and choose from here. If I remember, I don't know, you get like the special edition, which I have. I think it was. I started out with Dwight Fairfield. I started out with Meg, Claudette, Jake, Feng Ming, Ace, Nia, and David. Now some of these other ones will be probably locked out for you right when you start out, like say Lori, Kate, Detective Tap, Quentin, Jeff, Adam, Jane, and Ash. They're going to be pretty much, you could either possibly end up purchasing them for like accumulating so many iridescent shards, or putting actual money in, or no, not iridescent. Well, yeah, I think you can get like certain cosmetics and stuff for iridescent shards, and it's like a rug sales. You can put the money in, or you could just buy it through the PlayStation Store itself. Okay, guys, which is pretty simplified. That's when you want to purchase characters and everything else. You can just feel free to leave any questions or any comments in the video on this video, please, and I'll try to answer to the best of my knowledge. You know what I'm saying? If not, I will search for the best the best correct answer that I see. And I'm saying on the question, and I will get back to you and answer it. Now, you could either be a survivor, etc. And now, remember when I said that you go to the help in tutorial, and you'll end up loading your getting your blood web. Each character has a blood web, and when you start spending points in your blood web, it will level your actual player level. Now, mind you, there is the max level for a player. For the player level itself, that it would be like, say, all mine are 50, but okay, say I had one right here, say this one could be level 1 and this one could be like a level 25. That would be in account to this right here. Okay, now when you get to 50, you'll have the chance to prestige. Now, once you hit this, when you hit this button, when you get the 50 for the character, now, my suggestion is to try to use much as the items and stuff that you want off, that you want to actually kind of use before you proceed. Now, you can do it how you want, and once you prestige, you'll lose all your items and perks or whatever that you've got through the blood web. You'll get items, blood stuff for extra blood points, and perks, which will end up showing up on your blood web to get, and add-ons and offerings and stuff. Now the survivor on it, each survivor. Now this is with all survivors. This will go with according to every survivor. Each survivor, you'll be able to equip one item. Certain items, like say this like the little party starters, which you probably won't be able to get, will not have a chance to be able to have it like add-ons. Just add-ons, okay? Certain items that you get over here, you can equip it like so, and then you go over here to add-ons, and then you can add on to that item there that is right there, and you'll be able to, when you load into the game, you'll load them with that item and with whatever add-ons you have on there. Okay. Now you over here on the offerings, you'll have different offerings and stuff like for certain maps, adding chests, darkening the mist, you know, extra blood points in certain categories and stuff. Okay, and you know, extra luck or whatnot, you know, different little offerings and stuff that you could do, that you can add for when you go into the match. Now each survivor, when you get to, you'll start out at level 1 and you'll only have one perk slot at level 1 open, okay? And as you level your player level, that's this right here. These perk slots will open, not the perks. No, not the perks, okay? Now, with these perks, you'll have those perk slots open, and then you'll be able to add a different up to 4 perks at a time when you get to like level 15 it is, if I remember right. I'm thinking it is 15. Because once you get like the level 15, because it's at 5, you'll have 2 perk slots unlocked. 10, you'll have 3 unlocked. At 15, you'll have 4 unlocked. Okay. Now, each perk is you have different kinds of perks. You have helping perks, exhaustion perks, healing perks. You know, all kind of different little perks and stuff. But this is, I'm gonna put that into like the different kind of perks in it in a different guide here. Okay. Now, as you level your character, you'll have a thing called teachable perks with each character. Each one of these characters on the survivors has three teachable perks that you can unlock when you reach level 30, level 35, and level 40 on your player level. And then when you unlock it, it'll eventually get it. When you unlock it, it could show up in the other survivors' blood web as you level them up. Okay. Because as you can see here, the teachable perks are going to be different for each survivor. Okay, and I'm gonna go and make, when I do the perks and stuff on the different kind of perks, I'll be going a little bit more advanced on this one for like the different perks on teaching and stuff on which ones are good, and this will be more of an advance of which survivor to kind of start out. Suggestion, I mean, if you're new to the game, I would suggest either you start out with a Claudette or a Meg or probably a David. If you can level David to 30, you can get this unlocked for your other characters, and then start playing around with them. That is a good perk there to have, because at tier 1 we'll start at 25% bonus in all categories in on your emblem system, which is going to be a later guide I'm going to be doing for you. Okay. Now, mind you, this is going to be and each of these perks will have different tiers. You'll have tier 1, tier 2s, and tier 3s. Now that's those little markings on the side there, on that right hand side there that you're seeing there. This is like a tier 2 there, that's a tier 3 there, that's a tier 1. Okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and switch over here. I'm going to show you some about the killers here. Alright? that's kind of a gif on the certain survivors and stuff. Now, if you want to play the killer, each killer is basically has their own. They have their own. They have their 3 teachable perks as well for when you get 30, 35, and 40. Okay. Now each killer will have a max base speed, which is their like just regular movement speed. Each one will have like one. The max base speed is how fast they move in game, etc. Each one is going to be a little bit different. Certain ones will move faster, and now they're going to be their terror radius. Now that is going to be how far out until the survivors can hear you. Okay. Until they start hearing your music, and the closer you get to them is the closer when their hearts start beating, and that means you're going to be getting closer to them. Now each killer has their own unique special powers, and you've got to learn how to use their powers to the best of your advantage as you can with them. Okay. As I said, each killer will have their own 3 teachable perks as well, as you can see. Okay. And it pretty much tells you how tall or whatever they are, their height there. So, now you'll go over here, and you'll have like their special power, which you won't be able to put really anything in that, but you'll be able to put their add-ons in over here, okay guys? And you'll get that by leveling your character, your add-ons, etc. Like here, same thing kind of with the survivors. Your add-ons will be here, your offerings, and your blood web as you level your level here. Now this is unique to each person here, the player level. They go up to level 50 each one, and you'll have a thing to be able to prestige them up to 3 times. You can go, the max is prestige 3 level 50, and then you won't be able to go any higher. But once you get to 50, you'll still be able to put more points in the blood web to unlock more stuff. And as you get going, you'll be able to get that. I'm hoping this is making sense to you guys. And then you have your offerings as well. So each killer have their 2 add-ons, their offerings, and their certain perks that they could use. Now certain perks and certain teachables may or may not suit the killer that they come on at times. But, I'm saying, you'll have your certain ones that are good meta builds, and certain perks will actually from other killers that you can unlock by leveling them up to show up in their blood web, and that would complement maybe that killer a lot better than the killer it came off of. But each one has their own 3 teachable perks, and each one has their own unique special powers. And when you start off, you'll probably have, if I remember right, it's going to be, you'll have the nurse, the hillbilly, the wraith, the trapper, the hag, and the doctor. Now, Mikey, the hunter, oh yeah, the huntress too. You'll have the huntress. So you'll have the huntress, the trapper, the wraith, the hillbilly, the nurse, the huntress, and the doctor and the hag unlocked. Now the rest of these are going to be paid DLCs, like the shape, it's these right here. Okay. Now the huntress will be one of the free ones that you get, which is free of the DLC. Each one has their own powers, as you can see, and that they can do. You'll have, like, say, the the trapper here, etc., and then the wailing bell. You know what I'm saying? Each one has their own little powers and stuff that they can do. Okay, guys. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and end this guide for right now. This is go ahead and start out, and I'm gonna put some more guides out. Now, I want you to stay tuned and be sure to go ahead and like and subscribe this, and feel free to leave any comments and I will get back to you for it. And now this is going to be strictly PS4. Now PC is a little bit different because I'm not too for sure on their DLCs, which characters did you get from the start. This is basically from my standpoint from the PS4 and like console, I think only that you will get. I'm thinking it's the same as Xbox as the PS4, so you know, kind of keep your counter though, you know, Xbox or whatever. I mean, if you're playing on Xbox or whatever. Now, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell, so you get notifications when I upload. There's a link to my Twitter account. I'll try to leave a link to my Twitter and stuff. My Twitter account for you, okay? And then just in the comments below, I'll try to make it like a pin post or whatever. And my Twitter account is going to be Daniel0187D. At Daniel DANIEL 0187D. You can go ahead and follow me there, and you'll get notifications there too. You can follow me there, and I'll be tweeting out when I have new videos and new content coming out. And don't be afraid not to go ahead and like, subscribe the video if you do, and I'm going to go ahead and end this, and thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you.